Hello, I am Teresa Palmetto, and I'm here to talk about the Clemson CU 1000 dialogue that I was a participant in. The dialogue I went to was religious expression. And let's see, I have a list of what I'm supposed to talk about over here. Active voices. Well, in the dialogue, there was like a couple active voices. I think there were about I'd say 4 or 5 people that mostly said stuff in between things and answered questions and stuff. So more than 5. A couple people just kept going at it for a little bit. And so that kept things going pretty smoothly, actually. It was nice hearing them take things in their own way and just talk about what we were discussing or the questions they were asking. And then the second thing, reserved voices. I would count myself as a reserved voice, actually, because I am a very shy person. I know you wouldn't be able to tell from my video, would you? But the thing is, I'm talking to a camera, not actual people. I am a very, very shy person when it comes to people I don't know. Or I make friends at my school, which was a Catholic private school, and I was a Catholic, so I could automatically assume that most people I met were Catholic, so I already knew we had something in common before I talked to them. Anyway. But at Clemson, I'm so much more shy because I'm I don't know anything about anybody. Really, I don't know the first thing about people. And so I'm just very shy. And so I didn't really want to voice too much. Although I had plenty of ideas bursting out in my head. I just didn't want to say anything because I was shy and nervous. But yeah. Anyway, but there were a couple of reserved voices. Some people just, you can expect that. Some people just sat there and didn't say anything. I actually did speak up on one of the points. I don't remember what I said. I said something. But yeah, I spoke up on one of the points. So that was my attempt to get my opinion in there a little bit and not be shy. Anyway. Yeah, you can expect that in a dialogue. Some people like to sit and listen, other people like to speak out and talk amongst themselves, and that just keeps things going, because the shy people like me will eventually hear something and then say, oh hey, I have this to say. And so that's what happened with me. I was just oh hey, here's my comment. Anyway, the next thing, my role in the dialogue, like I said, I just said one thing, I think, for the whole thing. But it was good. Yeah, I felt okay with it. I was a little nervous, as you can imagine, because I'm shy. But, yeah. Why dialogues in CU 1000? I just assume that the dialogues are there just so we can get into the habit of discussing ideas and things that people aren't necessarily comfortable with, and not just antagonizing people, because what we were talking about was religious expression, and that's a very touchy subject, because people will like to wear crosses. I'm wearing a cross right now, and people people who will wear those shawls to show their faith, and that's allowed. We have religious tolerance in this country. It's just sometimes people hold these grudges inside them about what these people's lives are and who they are personally based on their religion. I think that's not necessarily okay. I mean, it's not okay for you to see something someone's wearing and then just assume that in their personal life they do this. You see someone with a British flag on their t-shirt, you don't automatically assume they drink tea, but people just assume things about people when it comes to religion. I don't know, it just seems a little odd to me to judge someone based on what they're wearing. So yeah, I just think religious expression's important to people. I personally like to proclaim the fact that I am Christian, I believe in Jesus Christ, and I am a Catholic, and I am allowed to do that. I just I think everyone would appreciate it if people would just back off and not automatically assume things about me because of that. And I think this is a real problem right now, because everyone just stereotypes automatically and just puts things in their little hashtags, and labels them as hashtag Catholic, hashtag Muslim, hashtag whatever. That's what people do nowadays. They just categorize people, which is just a little absurd, really, because everyone is unique in their own way. And everyone should be allowed to express themselves and allowed to express their faith without the fear of being antagonized about it. In CU 1000 we had a dialogue because it was people talking and like everyone gets their own valid opinion and their own valid experience to make a point, which is the point of like talking to people. You make a point. And the dialogue made the point of that people should not be criticized for what they believe in or what they choose to wear because they believe in something. And I think that the dialogue was important because it opened up communication between people so that someone else can understand that. And it's important to communicate to people so that other people learn to understand who we are as individuals, as unique individuals, and so that other people don't misjudge or something else. And it's just important to talk about things and to listen. Really, listening's a big part of that. And this dialogue was important to CU 1000 because it just opened that up. It opened up the listening and the talking, and just made you think more clearly when you took what people said reasonably and you just thought about it instead of just automatically going at it like in an argument or something. So yeah, I think this was an important part of CU 1000. I think dialogues are important things to learn. Like, you need to learn how to make discussions. You need to learn how to communicate and talk to people. That's a vital part of life. Like, every day you meet there's thousands of people surrounding you every day. And sometimes you need to talk to some people. Like, sometimes you need to say thank you for holding the door for me. And then sometimes, like, you need to further a conversation with someone. Like, you're working for a new job and someone you don't know is there. You need to learn how to spark conversation. And that's an important part of dialogue. You need to spark conversation and be able to talk about what you believe in, because that way people can really get to know who you are. Like I said, I'm Therese Pimetto, and I'll be here for all of these few minutes we've been together, and that's it. So we'll never see you again, but goodbye.